quick answer up front, because you came here for a verdict. Yes, there is a $4 drugstore top coat that beats the $14 salon legend on 3 of the 5 things that matter. It's Sally Hansen Insta-Dri the red bottle, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly which 3 it wins. The 2 crowns Seche Vite absolutely keeps, and the hidden flaw in Seche Vite that even its most loyal fans admit, the one that is quietly costing you extra money every single bottle. Everything here comes from digging through hundreds of reviews, Reddit threads, and side-by-side blogger comparisons, sources linked below, so you are getting the consensus, not one person's lucky manicure. First, respect where it's due. Why Seche Vite is the king in the first place. Ask any nail community for the best top coat, and it's the name that comes up first for 2 reasons. 1. Speed. Nothing in the comparisons dries faster. In nearly every side-by-side, Seche Vite hardens first. And for anyone who's ruined a manicure reaching for keys 10 minutes too early, that's not a luxury. It's the whole product. 2. That glass shine, the thick, self-leveling formula that makes a $2 polish look like a salon gel. It also has a special trick. It's designed to go on while your color coat is still wet, bonding the layers together. That's why it's been the benchmark for decades. Every comparison review is literally structured as challenger versus Seche Vite. But here's the case against the king, and this part comes from its own fans. 3 complaints repeat across years of reviews. First, shrinkage. Seche Vite is notorious for pulling back from the nail tips as it dries. Users describe their polish visibly retreating from the free edge, which means tip wear and chips start earlier, at exactly the spot we identified as the danger zone in the last video. Second, and this is the hidden money flaw, the half-bottle problem. Seche Vite thickens dramatically once the bottle is about half empty. Reviewers describe it turning gluey, and the standard fix in the nail community is buying a separate bottle of polish restorer to thin it back down. Which means the real price of Seche Vite is not $14, it is $14 plus a thinner for a bottle you may fight with for its entire second half. Third, for the ingredient conscious, Seche Vite's classic formula is not 3-free. It still contains toluene, which several of its competitors have dropped. What that label actually means is its own rabbit hole, and it is exactly what next week's video decodes. Enter the $4 challenger, Sally Hansen Insta-Dri red bottle, white cap, sitting in every drugstore in America. Here's what the consensus says it gets right, and the first quote pattern that jumps out of Reddit is almost word for word. Glossy, doesn't shrink, easy to find. That's the shrinkage problem. Seche Vite's most famous flaw, simply absent at 1/3 of the price. It's also a genuine quick-dry formula. It plays nicely with the reapply every 3 days habit that keeps manicures alive. And at $4, refreshing your top coat twice a week costs pennies, which matters, because as we covered last time, the top coat wearing down is what actually ends most manicures, not the color chipping. Now the honest other side, because this is a receipts channel. Insta-Dri loses on 2 counts. It's not as fast as Seche Vite. In direct comparisons, it consistently dries slower, and one long-running comparison series ranked it slowest of its round. And it has a smearing problem. Multiple reviewers report it dragging nail art and dark colors even when they seemed dry, plus occasional brush stroke marks. And its extra-wide paddle brush divides people. Some love covering the nail in one swipe, others find it uncontrollable. One important detail from the reviews: people who hated Insta-Dri were sometimes using the clear bottle by mistake. That's just a clear polish, not the quick-dry top coat. Red bottle, it matters. Worth knowing the middle of the field too, briefly. Essie's GEL style top coats are the critics' darlings in head-to-heads. Reviewers found the Gel Setter matched Seche Vite's longevity with a 3-free formula, just slower to dry, and Reddit's current favorite from that family is the Couture top coat. Relatively cheap, drugstore available, dries rock solid, in reviewers' words. Poshe finished a fraction behind Seche Vite in comparisons and skips the shrinkage. And the indie cult picks, Glisten and Glow, Mooncat's Quick Dry, earned 7-day wear testimonials, but at $9 to $15 plus shipping, they're outside today's fight. So, the scorecard. 5 categories, straight from the aggregated reviews. Speed, Seche Vite, undefeated. Shine, effectively a tie, both deliver the gel look, and reviewers rarely split them. Longevity, closer than the marketing suggests. Testers repeatedly got about 3 days from Seche Vite before tip wear, the same as its rivals. And the 7-day manicures and reviews almost always trace back to prep, not the top coat brand. Which top coat you use matters less than the 2-minute routine from our last video. Shrinkage and tip wear. Insta-Dri, clearly. Price and refill economics. Insta-Dri by a landslide, $4, no thinner required, cheap enough to reapply generously twice a week, which is the single habit that extends manicures most. That's 3 to 2, the $4 bottle takes the scorecard. But here's the verdict with the nuance the thumbnail can't hold. It depends on which flaw you can't live with. If you do nail art, or you are physically incapable of sitting still for 10 minutes, buy Seche Vite, accept the thinner. It is still the speed king, and it will not smear your work when used properly on wet polish. For everyone else, the person painting their nails on a Sunday night who just wants shine that lasts the week without the polish creeping back from the tips, the reviews are pretty clear. The $4 red bottle does the job, skips Seche Vite's 2 worst habits, and leaves $10 in your pocket. The dirty secret of the top coat wars is that the crown was never about the bottle. It is about the prep underneath and the touch-up on day 3. And at $4, touch-ups are guilt-free. One thread we left hanging, that 3 free label, the one Seche Vite does not fully qualify for and half its rivals brag about. What those numbers actually mean, which chemicals left your polish and why, and whether 5 free and 10 free are science or marketing, that is next Friday's video, and the answer surprised even us. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Everything mentioned today is linked below.